Hey there, you guys. It's Christina from craftingwithchristina.com, and today is day 5 in our birthday card week. This project is more of a boy birthday card, a young boy's birthday card, but I'm sure that if you like someone who likes the stuff, it could be appropriate as well. So today, for today's card, we are going to be making this cute little minion guy. My nephew really loves Despicable Me, so his birthday's coming up, so I'm just showing you guys how I made this little card for him. This is, I don't know their names, but this is the one little minion with the one eye. There's one that's long and narrow that has 2. There's one that's long and narrow that has 1. So you guys could use this combination, like these few little supplies, to make any little minions. I'm sure if you wanted to do like one of those long, narrow cards, that would look really cute as a minion. But this is a card that, with the spikes included, the hair spikes included, measures 5 by 7, so it would fit in a 5 by 7 envelope. So I'm going to show you the supplies that you need to make this project. So if you want to know how to make this, that if you're watching on YouTube, you can get whatever supplies that you need or see what you have similar. So I'm going to use a combination of punches and dies, since I don't have all punches in all sizes and I don't have all dies in all sizes. So use what you have. So first thing I'm going to go with is a paper. I'm going to need a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, a smallish sheet of blue. We're going to say at least half a sheet of yellow, a little bit of, like about 4 inches, this is quite larger than what we need, of gray. You'll need some brown, and then you'll need a few inches of white. You'll need a paper trimmer, a bone folding tool, some type of adhesive. For this card I'm using Scotch Quick Dry, a corner rounder. I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch corner rounder. I'm using some yellow ink. This is optional. I'm using Stampin' Up! Crushed Curry. You'll need a 2-inch circle. I'm using a punch. This is a 1.5 inch circle. I'm also using a punch. A 1-inch circle. And then these are the dies I'm using. This is a 2.25 inch circle, and this is a 3/4 inch circles. If you have dies, use dies. If you have punches, use punches. So that is what you'll need to make this little minion guy. So I'm just put those to the side. Okay. So first thing we're going to want to do is start with our card base. For this card base, we are using a black card. And we're going to cut off here. And I would normally cut off 1.5 to make it 5 by 7, but we are going to take it to 2.5. So instead of being 5 by 7, it's going to be 5 by 6. So we're going to score that at 5. Is that right? Is that what I did? I think that's what I did. Okay. So this is a 6 by 10 piece of cardstock, and we're just going to use our scoring tool and score that at 5. And that's our card front. Next, we're going to take our yellow cardstock and we're going to cut it just slightly smaller. So instead of being 6 by 5, it's going to be 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. And we're going to round all 4 sides using our corner rounder. Like I said, I'm using the 1/2 inch. That's the wider. go. And then the same with the black. From die cutting our circles, you should have some leftover scrap. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4. And that's going to be the strap for his goggles. So I'm just assembling this right here. I'm not gluing anything down yet. Next, since we have the blackout, we're going to want to die cut using your punches or die cutting system. I have a cuddle bug. We're going to die cut 2 3/4 inch circles. I'm using this little die here. You do just want to save this black for a moment. So provided that you followed my directions exactly, you should have a 1 3/4 inch strip. So what we're going to do with that is we're just going to take our scissors and cut 4 little tiny strips out of the black. So you want them to be about approximately 1/8 of an inch. The reason we're not using our trimmer is because it's better with a pair of scissors to do it nice and straight. If you just use your scissors, you should be able to get a really clean straight line. Sometimes when you cut the small with the trimmer, it leaves some
so out of our gray,
we're going to want to use our 2 1/4 inch die cut to cut out a gray circle. You're going to want to do that twice. There we go. And those will form our goggle piece. Next, out of our white cardstock, you're going to want to cut 2 2-inch white eyeballs using the eye. So I'm cutting out one, and I have one that I previously cut out here. Then, using the brown, we're going to want to cut out 2 1-inch eyeballs. So out of the brown, these are going to be the minion's eyes are brown, so those are going to be their eyes. And then these will be their pupils. I almost forgot. I forgot there was one more thing we need to do with the black. Losing my mind. You can use whatever size punch you want for this. I just find it easier to use the largest punch that I have. We're going to cut a circle, or as much of a circle as you can cut out using your black punch. And then we're going to feed it back in and center it, and then we're going to cut it again. And that should give us a crescent smirk, and that's what we're going to use for our minion smile. Okay, next, with our blue, we're going to want to cut a piece of 1 1/4 by 3 1/4, and that's going to be his trousers. Next, using a scrap of blue, we're going to cut it lengthwise at 1/4 of an inch. Then we're going to cut that into 2-inch strips. So we have 1/4 by 2. And these will be the straps of his trousers. That will just go off to the side. Then finally, for the pocket, we're just going to use whatever kind of scrap you want. This has no size. And we're going to cut a half circle using the 1 1/4 inch circle. So I'm going to cut a little pocket, and that will go onto his pocket. And those are all the pieces that we need for our minion. We are now clear to assemble. So these are fairly quick of a project. So the first thing we're going to want to do is, using our crushed curry ink, I'm going to go around the outside of my yellow cardstock because minions aren't quite yellow. That's what we have. And we won't be doing any inking for the remainder of this card, so you can put this away. Next, we're going to start with the trousers, since those are the immediate bottom of the card. We'll put this away for now. We don't want that. And we're just going to use our strips and kind of attach where they need to go. And then we're going to flip it over, and using some scissors, we're going to just trim off the excess right along the side of the minion. Then we're going to adhere his little pocket onto his overalls, right in the center. Next, we're going to work on his head. We're going to put the black strip approximately, take this and divide it in half, so about halfway. There we go. Next, we're going to work on the eyeballs. So let's put this to the side for a second. These eyeballs, for the minions, they're kind of touching. They're kind of overlapping, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to overlap them to make a figure 8. So I'm just putting some adhesive in the center. Next, I'm going to add the white. To each side. There we go. The brown to the center. And you could have it facing, the eyeballs any way if you wanted him looking a certain way, but we'll just have him facing straight on. Okay. Then his pupils. And then I'm going to bring his eyes to life. That's what I'm going to call it, bring his eyes to life, by using a white gel pen and then drawing some gleams. So I'm just going to draw a little line here at the top of each eyeball, and then just 2 small circles. I think that helps the eyeballs look more shiny and alive. What do you think? And we're going to attach his eyes onto his face using some foam squares.
So tell me about your friend, Phoebe. Yeah?
Then we're going to attach the smile. And we're doing a kind of a side smirk. Actually, let's do this. I'm actually going to cut this down a little bit so it's not a full crescent. There. There we go. I like that much better. next we're going to take our 4 strips. Actually, yeah, we'll do that next. We'll take our 4 strips and attach them to the top of our little guy's head. And we're going to adhere them onto the front of our card. Just line him up and measure an inch above the card and just cut little guys so they're no more than an inch tall. And that's our card. I mean, like I said, you could do a bunch of different looks to have different kind of minions. But I hope you like this project. Thank you so much for watching Crafting with Christina. You have a great day. Bye-bye.